Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week International.
Police in the city of Jeonju say that they have arrested a group of Thai nationals this week following an investigation into an alleged drug operation worth millions of dollars. 7 people have so far been taken into custody and are accused of smuggling 5 kilograms of meth into the country, as well as 10,000 tablets of meth and the caffeine cocktail known as yaba. The drugs were reportedly worth about 15 billion won, or about $13.5 million US. Authorities say that the drugs had been disguised as popular Thai vitamin products and were shipped through the International Express mail service. The drugs were then sold to fellow Thai nationals working in South Korea. According to reports, the illegal drug operation had existed since at least last September.
Police in the Paris suburb of Argenteuil say that they have arrested 2 15-year-old suspects this week in connection with the beating and drowning death of one of their schoolmates. The body of the 14-year-old victim was found in the River Seine at approximately 8:30 p.m. on Monday, after police were alerted to the crime by one of the suspect's mothers. Her son reportedly told her that he and his girlfriend had hit the girl on their way home, and that she had fallen into the river. When the mother went to investigate the area that her son had described, she found a blood-covered glove and a lock of hair. Authorities say that an examination of the victim's body reveals signs of wounds to the head and face, but that her official cause of death was drowning. According to reports, the victim had been the target of bullying before her death, and her phone had been hacked and nude photos had been leaked to her classmates. It had also been said that the male suspect was briefly in a relationship with the victim before finding his current girlfriend, and that the three were known to have issues. The suspects have not yet been brought before a judge, but it is believed that they will soon be facing murder charges.
This week, 3 people were found guilty of murder and a 4th was convicted of manslaughter in the grisly 2016 killings of 2 Queensland residents. The decisions came down on Thursday when a jury found Trent Thrupp, Stu Daniels, and Davey Malu Jr. Teow guilty of murder and Waylon Walker guilty of manslaughter after a 3-week trial. According to reports, in January of 2016, 31-year-old Luliana Triscaru and 28-year-old Corey Breton were lured to their deaths at an apartment in Kingston by the men as part of a drug dispute. There, they were tied up and assaulted before they were forced into a metal toolbox. The box was then driven to a dam in Logan and submerged in the water. The remains of Triscaru and Breton were found by police divers a month later on February 11th. The killings have since become known as the Logan Toolbox murders and have garnered widespread media attention over the past 5 years. The 4 convicted men will be sentenced on Monday.
Police in the German town of Schwelm say that they have solved a 9-year-old burglary case this week, thanks to DNA found on a half-eaten sausage. The crime took place in March of 2012, and authorities say that sometime during the break-in, the suspect took a bite out of a sausage belonging to the victim he was robbing. However, the DNA they recovered at the scene only became useful recently, when it was discovered that it matched the profile of a 30-year-old Albanian man who was arrested for an unrelated violent crime in France. Unfortunately, it looks like German police are out of luck, as the man has since been released from French custody and the statute of limitations on the burglary case have expired, making it unlikely that the suspect will ever be extradited to Germany.
On Thursday morning, Nigerian English-language news site Daily Trust reported that armed bandits were wreaking havoc in the small community of Tseharga in Benue State. The attack took place at approximately 4 in the morning and began when the armed group invaded the community and began to set fire to several buildings, including the local police station. At least 1 officer was killed, and a police pickup van was also destroyed. It is believed that the bandits were loyalists to the slain criminal kingpin known as Ghana, who terrorized several local communities up until his death in September of last year. According to the report, members of the military arrived on the scene quickly and aided police in a counterattack against the invaders, successfully chasing the men away. It is not yet known how many people died as a result of the attack.
On Thursday, authorities in the city of Santa Marta, Colombia, announced a morbid discovery in the case of a missing married couple. According to reports, the remains of 63-year-old Alfredo Smith Villa were found in a sealed concrete wash basin in the yard of his home, 15 days after he went missing. His wife, Maria Sanchez, disappeared a few days after her husband. Neighbors say that the couple could often be heard arguing, and that Alfredo had recently asked to separate. He had wanted to sell the house so that he could move to a different city. It was also said that on at least one occasion, Sanchez had been physically abusive towards her husband. The couple's adult children say that they do not believe their mother could be involved in such an unthinkable crime. However, they hadn't become concerned about their father's disappearance until at least a week after he vanished, because their mother had told them he was on a religious trip. After that, she told them that she didn't have a cell phone because it had been damaged, and cut off contact. Police are currently on the hunt for Maria Sanchez, and say that locating her will be crucial to figuring out what happened in this case.
This week, police in Kanagawa announced that they had arrested a 76-year-old woman on suspicion of murdering her 83-year-old husband with a handsaw. According to reports, Yoko Maru called the police herself on Friday night to inform them what she had done. She admitted to investigators that she had committed the brutal crime, saying that she had used the tool to cut her husband's neck over a 2-hour period while he was asleep on a futon. She said that he had been physically abusive towards her in the past, and that her hatred towards him had built up for many, many years. The couple's son, who lived with them, was at work when the incident took place.
Earlier today, London Metropolitan Police announced that the remains found in a wooded area in the town of Ashford on Wednesday have been confirmed as those of missing woman Sarah Everard. The 33-year-old marketing executive disappeared on the night of March 3rd after she left a friend's house. She was last seen walking alone down a main road in Clapham at approximately 9:30 p.m., headed for her home in Brixton. On Tuesday, the public was shocked when a member of the Metropolitan Police Force was arrested on suspicion of Everard's kidnapping. 48-year-old Wayne Cousins was taken into custody at his home in Kent, and police now say that they believe he is behind Everard's murder. He was briefly admitted into hospital on Thursday after he sustained head injuries while alone in his jail cell, but has since been discharged and returned to the police station where he is currently being held. A second suspect, a woman in her 30s who was arrested at the same time on suspicion of assisting in the crime, has since been released on bail until mid-April. In addition to all of this, it has been reported that the Metropolitan Police are currently facing an investigation from the Independent Office for Police Conduct, after news emerged that Cousins had exposed himself at a fast food restaurant just 3 days prior to Everard's disappearance. The office is looking into whether the police force responded appropriately after they were informed about Cousins' troubling behavior. That brings us to the end of this edition of Crimes of the Week International. If you're a fan of the new series, don't forget to tell us in the comments section below. While you're there, make sure to subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thank you for watching.